We need to get Wilson in here.
Isn't he sitting next to you?
Bill. Wilson.
Ah, okay.
Welcome to the Access Sports Web Show here on AccessWDUN.com. Bo Wilson, beside Jeff WilHart, and the guy as usual that's in front of and behind the camera. That'd be Seth Chapman. Welcome everyone to the show. How are you doing, gentlemen?
You got that on one take.
Yeah.
You said
we
you
changed
were
the name of the show,
up.
and you got it in one take. We're
Look.
super proud of you.
You know,
Nice.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So how's it been?
Been good.
Good.
It's been good.
What have you
since
been doing? What's been
Shooting
happening?
basketball.
Same thing I've been doing for a while.
Nothing.
Wow.
Man.
Boy, he just
Oh, I wasn't supposed to answer your question, was I?
wow.
Or was that a question?
I don't know. Was that a question?
I don't know either.
Okay, everybody loving the winter sports season.
Oh, yes. As always.
Absolutely. Of course
Loads of
we are.
excitement.
Yes.
Little wrestling,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
or wrestling. Little basketball. Yeah.
A lot of basketball.
Okay.
Okay. A lot of basketball.
I'm waiting to see where this goes.
This is going nowhere.
That's for sure.
I was just asking.
We just lost
how
our
you
one
guys
viewer.
liked-
Robbie Haynes has just signed off.
Coach Haynes is gone. Sorry, Coach. All right, so it's high school basketball. It's wrestling. Wrestling duels are in the state championship round coming up this weekend, and basketball has been rolling to the finish, but COVID continues to
Well, for some teams, I think there's some programs out there that they're just kind of moving forward, and
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like they're being effective, which is great. It was over at White County a packed gym for really two great ball games between Cherokee Bluff and White County. It was nice to see fans. They got involved. There were some exciting plays.
That's kind of weird to see fans, pack the house in a high school venue. It was weird to see fans at Green Bay over the weekend in the NFC Championship.
Yeah, there's just something wrong
Yeah.
when we have to go, gee, it's just where I'm kind of surprised to see. I mean, something wrong about the whole thing. And I think that has kind of tempered some people's excitement, certainly mine a little bit, but it was good to see. And two good games.
Well, we're trying to kind of reshape the show here for the new year, and one of the things that we want to reshape too
Is that with clay or silly putty?
either are.
Probably silly putty.
Yeah, most definitely silly putty. But we want to get to the recap, the 90-second recap,
Oh, yes.
as we're going to roll down what happened on Tuesday. And, of course, a lot of action happening on Tuesday as East Hall beats Chestatee 45-29. Lumpkin over North Hall big time, 52-18.
This girls or boys?
This is girls. Still
Okay.
want to see I need to talk to Coach House about that game a little bit to see
Yeah,
maybe
that was
what
a
went on
shocking
there.
score.
Was a shocking score. Buford over Hab Central 49-36. Hab Central actually slowed the game down against
Hey,
Buford.
I think it was like
according to Coach Osment.
26-21 at the half.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Lady Raiders had to feel pretty good about themselves.
Hey.
Banks County over Union 47-39, and Jefferson beating Flowery Branch 62-50 on the girls' side. Also, White County girls having a little trouble with Cherokee Bluff on Tuesday.
Cherokee Bluff, I think, is really improving. They looked a lot better in that game than when I had seen them earlier in the season. Timber Gaither had a huge first half.
Yeah, she had a huge first half, but White County used a run to get back ahead. 61-58 win there in that game on the girls' side. Now on the boys' side, White County boys, rallying past Cherokee Bluff to win that game and to stay atop the region standings, which we'll get to later in the show. In that one, also in boys action last night, we'll roll through here as Chestatee. They were just kind of unstoppable from behind the three-point line. An 82-64 win over East Hall. 11 three-pointers in that game. Dawson County hammers Gilmer 73-49. Jake Kraft again going beyond 25 points.
Very pedestrian game for him. He only had 28.
Very much so.
I don't know.
Kings Ridge beating Lakeview 58-46. North Hall over Lumpkin 53-52 in a tight game and a key game in that region. Banks blowing past Union 77-42, with Jefferson beating Branch 64-35, and Buford over Hab Central 69-35 in that action. Now, some of the big scores, Jeff, talking about Jay Kraft, I think is 133 points in 4 games now. He's had 30, 45, 30, and 28. And then we talked about... Do you
just throw out the low game? Is that what you do?
You just throw out the low game,
just
exactly.
Throw it out. And it doesn't count.
And we talked about Chester T kind of going off from beyond the three-point line on Tuesday night, but Ethan Popham, he led the way with a double-double, 24 points and 16 rebounds. But how often do you see this? Peyton Phillips, 23 points, 21 from behind the three-point line, and Hugh Pruitt adding 22 points, 4 three-pointers hit by him, and Joshua Bull added 10 assists in that game. But how often do you see 3 players in high school basketball in the 20s?
Not that often. But when you have the 3-point shooting, and you have a team like Chessie, they can do this. They can come out, and if they hit those first 2 or 3, they can light up the scoreboard. If they miss the first 2 or 3,
yep. And they did. Apparently,
they're kind of all or nothing sometimes.
A 32-point second quarter and a 22-point third quarter for the War Eagles in that game.
That's 100 points. Yeah. That's if you did that, that's over 100. That's a lot of points in high school.
Seeing that performance was awesome.
You shot the highlights.
Seeing
of
that performance was incredible.
Your camera must have been on fire.
It was warm. It was not cold.
So some other top scores on Tuesday. Conley Millwood from Lakeview, 27-point performance in that loss to Kings Ridge. White County's Manny Futch, she had 21 points, 15 of those coming in the second half as she was part of that rally. Lauren Teasley recording a double-double performance with 22 points and 14 rebounds in the win for Gainesville over Denmark on Tuesday. So good to see those guys and girls getting the scorebook with 20-plus points as far as biggest scores go on Tuesday.
Timber Gaither had 21.
Had 21.
She only had 3 in the second half. And I think, White County kind of took her out of the game a little bit, kind of with what they did defensively. Kind of, when they shut her down, then, they were able to make the comeback.
All right, so, Jeff, it's that time of the year where we look at interesting region scenarios in basketball, and we'll start with Region 7 3A because it is kind of interesting. White County beating Bluff on Tuesday. That kept them atop the region standings, and they can clinch an automatic bid with a win over West Hall of the state tournament, as Region 7 3A is doing the top 1 and 2, or the top 2 seeds will get an advancement into the semifinals of the region tournament and then an automatic bid to the state tournament. So that's an interesting scenario on the boys' side. Dawson County and Cherokee Bluff, they still play each other.
Right.
And if those two win their games in between Tuesday night, then that's going to make that game for basically a sole possession of second place.
That's going to be, and I'll tell you, the way things are going this year, you want to get that automatic bid because you never know what's going to happen. Games canceled left and right.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a monster game. I just wanted to raise your hands out there, everybody that had White County in the pool, boys winning Region 7 3A coming into the season.
I think we did.
We did?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we talked about them being a competitive team.
A competitive team, but did we actually pick them to Region? I think.
Well, no, everybody picked Cherokee Bluff.
That's what I'm saying. And then
that was the pick.
Here's White County boys.
But there was always the talk about White County. And then the other talk was about Dawson County not really knowing what they had because they had some transfers move in.
Right.
And so you really didn't know how that was going to work together. And they had the new coach.
Right.
White County, of course, with the new coach. But Robbie was on staff the last couple seasons, so he knew the kids.
Right.
But he's done a great job with it.
We've always had White County in this race.
Well, in the race, but I'm saying winning that region. I don't think anybody picked them.
No, we had Bluff winning the region.
Out
of the gate. It was Bluff.
And you've seen them. They're not an imposing bunch. But they can just play
together,
and they play
Team
well
chemistry
together. And I'll tell you, rising stars, Jaden Yee.
Go take a look back at the Gain of the Edge piece on Silas Mulligan, and just listen to way Cooper Turner and Silas and Coach Bailey, how they talk about the team and the chemistry they have. And that's the reason right now, in my opinion, that they are atop the region as it goes. Yeah. Now, look at the girls' side of it, Jeff. Lumpkin girls, they've got Gilmer and White left. White, they are in the lead, or they're tied with Lumpkin, I believe, on the top of the region standings.
Well, White County is in first place.
White's in first place because they own the head-to-head tiebreaker at this moment over Lumpkin. So that's going to be an interesting on the girls' side. Gainesville in Region 6-7A. Gainesville boys, they need to win out, but they have South Forsyth, who leads the region right now, who they lost to by 3 or 4 points in overtime. They also lost to Central by 3 or 4 points back in December. They beat Lambert, they beat Denmark, and they have North Forsyth left. They have all of that left in 8 days. Right. And so that's going to be interesting. If they win all, they will clinch the number 1 seed and have an automatic state playoff berth there. So a key stretch for Gainesville. I personally think they can get it done.
I do too. I don't see any reason to think that they can. I still think that they haven't even really tapped into how good they can really be, which is really kind of scary because they're pretty good now. And I think they're a team that if they can gel properly and get we've talked about rotations and getting the right guys on the court, and I know Chuck Graham's still kind of he's still working on that.
Yeah, the right formula, in my opinion, is Eli Roberts in double figures, 15, 18, 20-plus points.
Right.
And then rolling back into Sed, who had 17 the other night. If Sed can have some good offensive output there, that's going to be key. And then one more guy, it's either Bobka or Blackburn. They need to get the scoring out of them. And if they can put that together on the scoring side, I think they roll through these next games in 8 days.
Well, yeah, it's
going to be brutal, but
that's a lot of games in 8 days. However, if you're hitting your stride, you like to go play and keep the chemistry going.
Yeah.
So if they can get it rolling in the first couple of games, and I really like their chances to win that. And that in 7A, winning the region is going to really be. I mean, it's
huge.
Big. It's big.
You want to stay out of 3 and 4. You want to stay out of 3 and 4.
Yeah, because then you get teams like Milton.
Well, you're crossing over with the Norcross region, I believe, is the way it crosses over. So that will be interesting for them. So Gainesville playing for a shot at the number 1 seed heading into the region tournament automatic berth. All right, quickly we roll down to 8-2A. Rabun girls and Elbert girls battle for the top spot. Rabun hosts Elbert on Tuesday. They lost to Elbert at Elbert earlier this season. And Region 8-6A for girls, they're rolling. Hab Central, though, they're right there in second place. They beat everybody left on their schedule but Decula. They have Decula coming up. If they can beat them, Decula, they will stick with and win out. They will stick with that number 2 seed heading in the tournament. Buford boys, they are third in the region with Decula, Shiloh, and Lanier left in that one. Only the top seed is taken, Jeff, though, I think in 8-6A to an automatic bid into the state tournament. So
it's going to be hard for them to dislodge Lanier. I think it's like 3 or 4 in the state in 6A. Lanier really playing well. But Buford, whether they go in as a 1 seed, a 2 seed, or a 3 seed, they can win that region tournament.
They can. So interesting scenarios down the stretch for high school basketball as far as we roll down the last couple of weeks of the season. Now let's get to some of the interviews that we have compiled over the last few days. And a couple of those, of course, Chestatee Josh Travis and East Hall's Justin Wheeler. We talked earlier in the show about East Hall's girls beating Chestatee. That was their 3rd straight win over the Lady War Eagles this season. They beat them once in Lanierland, and they beat them twice in the regular season. And so we had a chance to catch up with Justin Wheeler, East Hall's head coach, and he credits his defense mainly for the win.
Talk to me about those defensive leaders on your team.
Yeah, we got Alexis back. She helped us on defense. That's another piece that we were missing the past week. Aaliyah's guarding that point guard. She did a great job. McKelvia, I don't know if you know our girls or not, but she came in and did a great job guard some of their better players. But just overall, as a team, I thought we did a really good job.
Of course, Coach Wheeler just happy to get the win as that improves his region's standing in the region, as I think they're now 3-3 in Region 8-4A, with an opportunity to maybe improve that with some of the games that they have left on the schedule. Now, Chestatee's Josh Travis, he looked to be happy on the interview. they made some, as he called them, timely stops, and they made some shots. Did they ever make some shots? As we said, 11 threes, and they had 3 players in double figures.
Yeah, make some shots
points.
is a tiny understatement.
Just a tiny understatement.
Right.
But that's exactly what he said. The key to that game was they hit the shots and got some timely stops.
I think we have a lot of guys who showed a lot of poise, and I was proud of that. Obviously, I'm their worst critic when they make a mistake, but overall they did a good job of making good decisions and getting the ball to the right spots and all that sort of stuff. But the biggest thing was defense. We had some timely stops, and when you do that, it's easy to make the shots fall on the other end.
War Eagles are sitting in the 5th spot in the region. They have Madison County coming up, which they can knock off. They also have North Oconee and Jefferson, who they played somewhat
What was that
close.
pause? We can't knock off.
Yeah, knock off. But they do have Jefferson, North Oconee, and Madison County left on the schedule. Right now, they're sitting, though, in that 5th spot in Region 8-4A. That tournament, by the way, going to be played at semis and finals at Flowery Branch. All right, Jeff, you rolled up to the land of Cleve in White County on Tuesday.
My home base. Actually.
Your home base,
My home
yeah.
base. So
yeah.
No coincidence.
Yeah. You talked to Robbie Bailey, White County's coach, and you talked to Benji Wood, Bluff's coach.
Yeah, it was a great game. I was back and forth. White stormed out. Cherokee Bluff, kind of looked like they really kind of had control of the game. They were up 8 at the half, 10 in the opening possession of the third quarter. And then White County just started getting it going a little bit. And, they went on a big run and took the lead and never trailed again. Just a great job, really, all around, by the Warriors. And so when I asked Robbie Bailey about it, he still says they're a work in progress, despite the fact that right now they're atop the region, 1 win, and they will basically clinch a state playoff berth. But he still feels like there's work to do.
It's a huge win. That's a great program over there. Coach Wood and his staff do a great job. It's a huge win for us, but we know we still got work to do. Now, this is a great win, and we're going to enjoy it, no doubt, but we got to get ready for West Hall on Friday.
So, again, I think he's happy, but, he's just kind of one of these. He kind of seems like he's never completely satisfied. And talk about not being satisfied. Benji Wood was, I think I got the feeling he might have been just a little disappointed at the end of the night, just trying to still figure some things out for the Bears. And just third quarter seems to have been their issue this year, and he discussed that.
We've been slow starting the third quarter all year, and for some reason in the second half, it's like somebody puts a lid on the basket. So, like I said, we only scored 16 points, and we had some good looks. They just didn't go down. So, we're just going to have to get back to work tomorrow and see if we can fix that.
Of course, Bluff, they've been playing with a lot of pressure on their shoulders this season because they did come into the season as a favorite to win Region 7 3A. And right now, they have a few big games left on their schedule. Now, Seth, Jeff, he has like a workshop or something that he comes up with these different segments, and now he has a brand new one.
He does. It's like he just sits around at home like, what new name for something can I come up with?
And
then somehow
just witty names all the time. I just got to think of witty names.
Ways into our shows.
His mixing bowl of witty knowledge.
And out of the bowl this time on our Access Sports Web show is a new segment I like to call Dunks and Drains. Draining 3-pointers and dunks all over the place. Here's some that I got last Friday up till yesterday on Tuesday as I date the show. Here we go, guys. Dunks and drains.
Seth's favorite shot, as it is mine, is the dunk, and the second favorite is the three-pointer.
So you guys don't like, a good, no-look pass or, a full-court bounce pass to four guys. You don't like those plays at all.
I never said I didn't like. I said my favorite play is the dunk, and my second favorite is a three.
You guys are just all about the
I love when the two
flash.
are combined.
My third is the backdoor
the
pass.
The classic no-look pass followed by three-pointer or dunk. Love the combo.
Love it. All right, good segment, Seth. Way to go. Now it's time for us to name this week's
WilHart Team of the Week.
How did that get into the new show?
I don't know, but
how did that get into the new show?
He has.
It's a staple.
It's a staple of the show, Jeff. Come on now.
Okay.
All right, this week's Team of the Week. Who is going to start the voting? Jeff, you are it.
I have nobody. I don't know.
You have nobody.
I hadn't thought about it. I didn't realize this was actually going to be part of the new show. So I haven't thought about a WilHart Team of the League.
We actually did. He's actually lying to you folks.
Okay.
So we actually talked about it back in the sports office.
Oh, is that what we were talking about?
Yeah, because, in football, it's a little bit easier for us to debate it because there's just one game a week, and then it would take us all day to pretty much debate on who the WilHart Team of the Week is during basketball season. So we did discuss in the sports office, and our unanimous decision was the Lumpkin County girls basketball team is this week's
WilHart Team of the Week.
And Jeff, they have won
5 straight, and I believe by an average of 25 points a game, 3 wins by 34 or more. They are rolling right now.
They are rolling.
And you know what? Lumpkin White. That's the regular season finale for 7 AAA. That game, barring some disaster here in the last week, that will decide the region title, and that is going to be one whale of a game.
Well, let's put the bars up, and hopefully the disaster does not come through it, because we do not need that in the last week of the season.
No,
but,
we've had enough.
Congratulations, you are our non-sponsored
WilHart Team of the Week.
Lumpkin County girls. All right, guys, that's a wrap for the show today. Fantastic show. Enjoyed everything. It was so good.
It's great when you get to rate your own show.
Hashtag love it.
It's when you get to rate your own show. It's always good, right?
We rate it and we critique it.
I'm waiting for the critique.
Yes, we'll do that later.
Oh, okay.
Once we see your face.
We have to see the show first, Jeff.
Once we see what Seth mixes up back there in his little studio, the fishbowl.
Oh, Lord, look at him. There you go.
So we'll see. All right, check us out on Twitter. It's rolling right here.
He is a video apothecary.
Yes, he is.
What's an apothecary?
It's somebody that carries apotha.
And with that, we're going to end the show, folks. That's as good as it gets.
Check us out on all the social media platforms. Well, not all of them, but Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube.
The big ones.
It's all rolling here.
We haven't been banned yet.
For Seth, for Jeff, Bo, enjoy the rest of your week, everyone.